We got everything together. What's happening to us is people aren't going to understand what we're doing, Chris.
Uh-oh.
When we have everything together like this, it's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, let's just be quiet and give them a lot of dead air so it feels, familiar.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Now it's time for Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Hi, Chris.
Well, hello, Paul.
How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. It's Sunday, which means it's my happy day because I'm on the podcast with you.
Well, we have another great show for you today, folks. We like to start out the show with a song. This song is, I think, Chris, if you can remember the reasoning I did the song last week,
Okay.
you'll figure out why I did it this week.
Okay. I'm excited.
Okay, and here is, it's called The Secret of My Success by Night Ranger.
Oh, yes.
You love this song. This is back in the video days, and they had little.
And honestly, I loved this movie.
Yes.
Maybe more than the song. But I did love the song.
Did you like the song?
Uh-huh. Now, the texture scene, you picked it because it's 80s.
Yes. Okay.
Do you remember the girl, the love interest of Michael J. Fox in this movie?
Yeah, Supergirl.
Supergirl,
Yep.
yes. And she was also, I believe, the one in City Slickers. That was
really? Okay.
I think. I think so.
Okay. Have you figured out why I picked
she was so cute.
Yeah, she is. She's Supergirl's mom on the TV show.
Oh, really? Well, that's kind of a fun nod and a wink to
Tip of the
folks
hat.
who've been around for a while.
Have you figured out why I picked it?
Well, last week you picked one. I think it was just because it was like my birthday time, and it was one of my favorite songs.
It was your favorite song.
And tomorrow is your birthday.
Right.
So I'm guessing that this is your favorite song.
Yay! Well, it was my favorite song in the 80s.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know this was your favorite song of the 80s.
This is my pumped up song. Young Paul's going to take on the world. So he listened to it. He was ready to do some stuff and do it right.
You know, when you saw this movie, Paul, and you heard this song and it pumped you up, and Michael J. Fox he's doing two jobs. Like, he's mailroom guy, but he stumbles into being an executive. Did you think I could probably pull that off?
Oh, absolutely. After hearing the song, I did.
Yeah, I did too. I really thought I could just do that.
Before I was normal, realistic, low on myself. But then when I hear the song, I could do it all.
Yeah.
And in a way, if you look back on my life, I did do it all. I'm Paul Lavoda. Yay!
Yeah. And what's funny, I didn't remember. I remember this song vividly, but I did not remember it was Night Ranger.
Yeah.
When I think of Night Ranger, do you know what song I think of?
You think, no, you don't think of a song. You think of a young Asian boy throwing firecrackers is what you think of. Right?
Yeah, that is one of the most surreal, creepy scenes in a movie I've ever seen. But yes, Sister Christian.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, and why would you let the guy just throw firecrackers in your house?
Because you're coked out of your mind. Let's take a look at what the chat says. We've got chat going on.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And what movie? Sister Christian. Okay. All right. I'm getting pumped up, man. I should play this every time.
Dude, this should be your walk-on music. Anytime you enter a room, it should play.
Mm-hmm.
God, look at him go. That guy can really wail.
Do you remember? It isn't so funny to look at these guys in the 80s that thought they were playing rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just playing pop, but they thought they were so hard-ass.
Yes.
They thought they were so badass.
They thought they were badass, and I guarantee you them and their mom had the same hairstyle.
Yes. They were just pop singers.
And then one guy has to play the guitar.
Yeah. Hey, that was a big thing in the 80s.
Guitar.
It looks so dumb. I always thought I could play
it. Yeah. You don't see guitars too much anymore, do you?
I know. It's a shame. It's a real shame.
I saw a funk band last night and there was no guitar that I saw.
25 hours a day. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our program. We call it Past Week, Next Week. I'm Paul. Wait.
Hey, I'm Chris.
And I'm Paul.
Yeah.
And there's other stuff that we say and everything like that. Welcome to Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul. This is the show where we review the most important things from the past week and get you ready for the next week. It's your one-stop podcast to keep you updated. It's a real week review. Just listen to us. You won't need any other information outlet. I hope you believe that. If it's Sunday morning, you listen to us on kctkradio.com, or you can watch us on Facebook Live at the KCTK radio page. Hopefully that's going good, and Night Ranger hasn't kicked us off.
Yeah, let's hope.
It's easier to just listen to KCTK radio smartphone app. Now, this is an app, just like your Candy Crush. You can just download it, but this one's free, and you can download it right now if you like.
Oh, nice.
And then you can listen to us. That'd be weird if you listen to us on the app and then you download it anyway, but that's okay. Now, if you want to participate in the program, we're broadcasting live on Sunday morning. Our number is 913-735-0060. We welcome your participation. We have the texter online. He always participates, and we already have text that says, oh, it's a big question. I'll wait till I'm done here. Wow. So we hope that you join us as well. Now, if you're listening to a rebroadcast of this program, we still want you to participate. If it's Sunday evening at 7 p.m., we play on Delmarva Talk Radio, or Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. on Good Talk Radio. You can give us a call at the same number, 913-735-0060, or you can go to the Past Week, Next Week Facebook page. I hear there's a group of people, Chris, that you know what they do? They listen to us live.
What?
Then they listen to Delmarva, and then they listen to Good Talk Radio.
I'm sorry, you lost me at there are people that listen to us.
Yeah, and they listen to all three different broadcasts. So
who are these people?
There's a large group of them.
Wow,
and,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's nice. Coming up, we have a weekly news quiz, pop culture update, and a incredible special feature. Headlines and predictions, and much, much more. But before we get to what's going on, let's read. I was sitting there just talking to you folks about, hey, we want you to participate. I'd be stupid if I didn't go to the participation, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now, Chris, I need you to look at the Facebook participation. We've got a lot of people listen to us that way too.
Okay, I'm looking.
Dear Last Week Afterwards, about 4 months ago, the house across the street was sold to father and son. Or so we thought. We later learned it was an older man, about 50. Is that old?
That doesn't feel old.
He's very young. And a young fellow, about 24. This is a respectable neighborhood before this odd couple moved in. The hijinks they're going to get into, you know.
Yes.
They have all sorts of strange-looking company. Men who look like women, women who look like men, black, white Indians. Okay, wow. Yesterday, I even saw 2 nuns go in there. Abby, these weirdos are wrecking our property values. How can you improve the quality of one's respectable neighborhood? This is a great question, and it's right up our alley. You know, it's exactly. It's not only real estate, but it's weird stuff. So, Chris, you want to answer it real quick?
I'm going to be honest with you, Paul. Yeah, I kind of got lost in the question there.
Yeah. Dreaming of it.
Well, I was checking Facebook, and can I make a quick announcement? I'm sorry.
Okay.
So super fan Kelly Black is watching.
Yay.
Great news, because I know, Kelly, I know you've been feeling ill, and I am so glad that you are well enough to join the show here.
Yeah.
And hopefully we don't make you sick again.
Now, let me ask you this.
Podcast.
Do you think it was an illness that made her like go to the hospital and have to recuperate, or that she's a loyal listener and then actually made her?
I don't think there's any way to tell the difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, we're so glad she's feeling better.
Yeah. So the question of what do you do if a 50-year-old moves into your neighborhood?
I'll just answer the question for you.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
I don't know how based in reality this is, but what I would do if it was my neighbor and they were having costume people, women that look like men, and vice versa, and people come in, I would go over and ask if I could join the party. And
Hey,
I wouldn't care about property value. I'd care about the enjoyment of my life, and it'd be a good time.
wow, dude, that was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's a lesson for all of us in there somewhere.
Thanks. Thank you so much. The texter asked us if we would share the story of Christ. Actually, it's a great story. I got to admit that, right?
Some people say it's the greatest one ever told.
But there's also lots of programs on at this particular hour of the day that would share a fraction of his story. What they'll actually do is take part of his story, change it so they're the only ones that are benefiting from it, and make you send them money. We don't do that.
Right. No, we don't. We're rather altruistic.
But you know what? We have questions. We're interactive. We care that Kelly's feeling better, but most people don't care about any of that. They only care about what's going on with Chris Whiting.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah. So, I will say, so last night we were talking about this a little in the pre-show, went and saw my first live music since the pandemic. And I was all excited, went to this venue called Knuckleheads in Kansas City, really one of my favorite venues. They've got multiple.
They name it after you or something?
Hey, easy, come on. And also that kind of hurts my feelings.
Hey, sorry with the hard joke so early in the program.
So we saw the Funk Syndicate. They're a local Kansas City-based band.
The what?
Funk Syndicate, F-U-N-K.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and boy, the music was fantastic. They do all the 60s, 70s, 80s kind of, 90s, 2000s R&B funk stuff. So they were playing Bruno Mars, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Commodores. I mean, just a great mix.
Joe
Whitney Houston. Huh?
The Joe Boxers.
They didn't play the Joe Boxers, and they didn't play any Night Ranger.
The Three Stooges? They play the Three Stooges.
I didn't know it was called Knuckleheads as a tribute to the Three Stooges. That's kind of cool. But they played inside. They didn't use the big outdoor stage. So we ended up going outside and listening inside. So it was great, but not exactly what I was hoping. But
that's a shame because the weather was really great yesterday.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
It was so beautiful.
We actually ate outdoors. We dined al fresca, as the kids like to say.
With no pants on?
No, that's not it at all.
Oh, okay.
No, we dined at Brown and Low in the River Market, if you know where that is, and it was
downtown to Browntown.
Yeah, and it was delightful. So that was fun. But
I've never been there. It's in the city market, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
What's type of food do they have?
It's a mix. I looked at the menu, honestly. I'm like, hey, does this restaurant know what it is? Like, is it bar food? Is it fancy food? So I got a hot Nashville hot chicken sandwich, which was so good.
Yeah.
And then my wife got this vegan spaghetti squash, Brussels sprout, mushroom bowl. And my God, it was so delicious. Wow. So I'll be going back there. But the main thing I wanted to bring up in this segment, and I have a question for you, Paul. You're a big fan of Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes.
So I had a situation happen to me yesterday, and I thought, if this hasn't been in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, it has to be on there. Here's what happened to me. I went to Scooters to get a coffee yesterday in their drive-through.
Nolan Road?
No, this was up north.
Because I went to Nolan Road yesterday, so that's weird.
To the Scooters.
Yeah.
They got good coffee. Uh-huh. So I order myself a cold brew coffee. It's going to be about $3.50, maybe $4, somewhere in that. I pull up to get my coffee, and the girl goes, "Here you go. The person in front of you paid for your coffee. Would you like to pay for the person behind you?"
Wow.
Now that's nice, right?
Yes.
And she goes, I was kind of taken aback that she asked. It was nice that somebody bought my coffee, but I thought it was odd that she asked me if I wanted to buy the person behind me. And then she goes, and it's only $7. So now I'm at a decision point. I've had somebody do something nice for me. So now I'm going to shell out $3 extra to pay for somebody else's coffee.
Time for Random Acts of Kindness. Tracy shares an uplifting story.
Oh my gosh.
Tracy talks about this type of stuff every episode.
Yeah.
So we're listen to Tracy's Tips and Dips, everybody. It's another fine program here at KCTK Radio.
Well, it's a program.
Fair enough.
But if I were Larry David, I think I would have said, I appreciate the free coffee, but now I feel put upon. Now, why is it an expectation for me to do something nice? And if I'm forced into it by your question and the social expectation that I'll do it, then is it really philanthropy at that point? Is it altruistic? Or
I had the exact same experience at a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
I went in and get myself a Dunkin' Donut, actually to the drive-thru, 3 donuts. You can't just buy one.
No.
And the lady in front of me bought it, but then the person behind me, she says the same thing. Would you like to buy the other person's? And it was more money.
That's what, yes.
So I did it
Yeah.
because of society, as the texture as
yes.
about.
Yes.
But that would be it's a great Larry David thing, because
I was just thinking of what he could say. He could have said, well, how much was my coffee? Well, it's $3.75, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, why don't you apply $3.75 to the person's coffee behind me, and then they can pay the difference. Everybody wins.
Right.
Or he could say that I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be,
I want to pay my own. I pay my own. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. The chain stops with me. I'm the chain breaker.
Yeah.
It's done. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. I don't think that the scooter person should have said, do you want to buy the ones behind?
Right. Right.
Because she could have said she did. Just so you know, they bought your coffee. There's a, she didn't even have to say there's a chain with it. Just,
that's all she's got to say.
Buy yours.
Because the person in front of you bought your coffee. Here you go. And then leave it up to me.
The Chris Whining I know would say, well, that's so nice. Look what you've done here.
Yes.
And, let me keep the thing going. I'll buy the other person's. And since it's your idea, it's not going to be too much money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I did it. I bought the coffee. I paid the $7 for my $3.50 coffee, and to give the person behind me a coffee. So,
Chris, you're old, and so am I. And there was times in your life you had $3.50. That's all you had.
Right.
You're gonna go get yourself a coffee.
Yeah.
You ain't got $7. So
now
you got a little extra. You can do it. It's not a big deal. But but it's like, what would you do? You'd feel like an idiot. You'd feel terrible.
Right.
You're like, all I got is $3.50 for my coffee.
Yeah. And you know what? I mean, I really am happy to do. I guess it's just the expectation thing.
It takes away the random act of kindness type thing.
And then it made me had a conspiracy thought. You know what that was?
Ooh.
My thought was, what if the person behind me was the scooter girl's friend and text and said, hey, I'm in line now.
Whoa. And
it's like some ploy. So
that's a good gag. I want to. Anybody who works a drive-through, give me a call, 913-735-0060. I want to.
Well, anyway, I got a free coffee, and then I got to buy somebody a coffee, and I hope the daisy chain went on all day long. So there you go.
Circle jerk.
Yeah. What about you, buddy? What's happening with you?
Hey, I had a great week. Went and celebrated St. Patrick's Day. Went to a great place for brunch called The Squiz.
The Squiz?
The Squiz.
I've never heard of
not The Squeeze, The Snooze. There's another place.
The Snooze. Yeah, down in Westport.
There's a place that you and I have been in Scottsdale called the Morning Squeeze, which is my favorite restaurant of all time.
Yeah.
So this is called The Snooze. Delicious.
I've actually been to the Snooze in Denver where it originated.
Okay.
And now we've got one here. Yeah.
Got myself pot pie for breakfast.
Yum.
It was delicious. And then went to Harpo's and had some drinks for St. Patrick's Day
Weird.
with family, I should say.
Oh, they could be friends too.
Yeah. Then went to a great place called Governor Stumpy's because the missus wanted some corned beef and cabbage.
Well, sure.
And,
It's St. Patrick's Day.
I got myself a sandwich. Sammy.
How is the Governor Stumpy's?
Great. They remodeled. They used the opportunity of the quarantine to remodel.
Oh,
and
nice.
the food's great. Tip of the cap to Mr. Ryan and his family who run the place.
Nice.
Kevin Ryan and Tanya Ryan, good friends, good restaurant entrepreneurs.
Can I ask a Governor Stumpy's question?
Yes.
Did it used to be located in the place that's now like the Twin City Tavern or something like that?
I don't know where the Twin City Tavern.
It's across from the Google Fiber place on the west side of Westport.
No.
Okay.
No,
right.
There's a little bar there. I forget the name of it, but I would go there to see my friend Charlie Wheeler. He would go there every afternoon.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
That was the place he would show up.
Yeah.
So it was such a fun St. Patrick's Day. And then also the tool shed. Went to the tool shed after Governor Stumpy. So don't forget that.
Dang.
Saw a
You
good
did
friend of
that.
mine, Chris Hegan there. Chris Hegan. So he's good buddy of mine. So
I don't like
Great
you having
to see him.
another friend, Chris, very much.
well, he has hair. And,
Okay.
and that was a fun situation because someone started a fight with him. And then me and my brother Steve were sitting there. No one knows that we know the guy. That would have been a problem. You got to watch, folks. Don't fight with people because you don't know who
Just don't fight. Yeah.
who likes them around you. You think you're one-on-one thing, and it wouldn't be. So be careful.
Right.
Then Thursday was second dose day. I got my second dose of the Pfizer caffeine vaccine.
See, it's already melted your brain, dude.
Thanks to the good people at Hy-Vee.
Mhm.
Good times. And then this is exciting. Friday night, I went and had dinner with my state representative at his house.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Mr. Roy Rowland, the star of Coaching for Potential, right here on TK,
right.
your favorite podcast. Have you ever had dinner with your state representative? It's kind of a big deal, isn't it?
Actually, I think I have on more than one occasion.
Was it a pretty big deal for you?
Huge, life-changing.
No, not him. I know he was huge, but
Yeah, in fact, I've had dinner with my state senator as well.
I guess you're kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
Tip of the cap to Victor Callahan. So that was nice. And then yesterday I went to Atchison. Have you ever been to Atchison?
Never.
It's a beautiful little town, and it has Benedictine College there. Watched soccer. The star of the soccer team, Annie Hogue, played, and congratulations to her for winning the Ravens. And then went to a bar downtown in Atchison called Willie's. It's the greatest bar ever because they have the greatest bar food, and it costs cheap.
Nice.
So
How far away is Atchison?
Well, it's funny you should say, because I said it was an hour away, and we were late to the game, and my wife yelled at me because she knew it was an hour and a half away.
Oh boy!
So
Wow.
sorry about that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
hour and a half. Okay, yeah, that's
Sorry,
a nice,
everybody.
a beautiful day for a drive too.
Yeah, and then saw my good friends Scott and Laura Black. They were there. Their daughter Catherine plays for the Ravens as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then today I'm excited because I'll be going to well, maybe we'll do that later, but it's going to have a fun day today as well.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that's up to date. I had a pretty busy, fun week.
You really did.
Now-
Wow.
Someone is texting us saying, "Are you concerned about the microchip in the shot?" I'm not, and here's why. I think we lost the battle, folks. If those of you who care about the microchip, you need to get it. I am convinced that you're going to have to get the shot, or you're not going to be able to do some things. And what I mean by that, I don't think the government's going to come in and say you have to get a shot. It's going to be more, you can't go into Disney World if you don't have a shot, or you can't get on Delta Airlines, or something along those lines. And the shot's healthy. It's been proven. It's I don't understand anti-vaxxers myself, but I think it's going to be a problem if you don't get the shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, and you can, and also just one other thing on that. You could say it's unfair and they shouldn't do that. That's fine. You can have those arguments. I'm just telling you that there's going to be some business not going to let you do business with them if you don't get a vaccine. And if you don't want to do business with them, that's your choice. But I think it's coming that way.
Could happen. I don't know if you saw this. My mother-in-law and father-in-law were on the news getting their vaccines on Friday at Arrowhead Stadium at the mass vaccination event.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they interviewed them and said they were excited to get the vaccine so that they could get together with family and see the grandkids and have family dinners and stuff. So we're all looking forward to that.
That's really interesting that the most introverted, doesn't want to go anywhere guy was on television when he finally got out.
Well, it was really my mother-in-law that was doing the talking, but he was in the car with her. So he was on TV.
He was on TV, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what would be the bet? He would be the last person on the list of a guy who's going to be on TV soon.
Yes. And then there he was, all getting vaccinated and whatnot.
Well, maybe it's a new career for him.
Yeah. God, yeah. Wouldn't that be something if then he goes on to get his own show, he becomes YouTube famous.
Yeah.
Actually gets a phone or a computer and yeah, holy cow. That would be something.
Well, sorry I talked about what's going on too much, but the weather's been great. I guess it's going to rain tomorrow, but I've been trying to take advantage of it, so that's good.
Yep, do it today. It's going to be windy, but pretty.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chris. Are you ready to play the news quiz?
Oh, God, yeah. I've been thinking about this all day.
This is where we go to the Slate News Quiz and we try to answer the questions. We do a pretty good job of it. We do.
Yeah, I would say we probably average 4 out of 5 on this.
We like to try to do 5 out of 5, but sometimes we don't know.
Yeah.
But it sparks conversation between us and it allows you, the listener, to hear our thoughts on the news of the day. And isn't that what it's all about?
Yeah, because they love that.
Question number 1. More than a dozen European nations halted the use of the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine over concerns that it might be linked to which? Blood clotting?
Yeah, blood clotting.
Let's see if that's correct, Chris.
Cue the bell.
Yeah, that's correct. Now, here's what's interesting is that we have family in Sicily who got the AstraZeneca yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know how scary it is, but they were distributing it, they stopped it, and then of course our family has to get back on it again.
Well, I think what I've read is they've not been able to prove a direct causal link. So that's why they pulled it and then they put it back on, and yeah, people are taking it. So hopefully they don't get all clotted up and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to get clotted, but I guess they've had to do another lockdown in Italy because of the new variant. So yeah, I'm glad that's hitting there, and hopefully everyone will be safe and no one will be, as the texter likes to say, scabby.
Oh yeah.
8 people were killed. This question number 2. 8 people were killed and one of the critical injured in a series of shootings Tuesday. In which type of businesses in the Atlanta area?
Massage parlors.
I'll give it to you. The answer is spas, but that's what they do.
Yeah.
The alleged gunman told investigators he saw the spa as a temptation and he wanted to eliminate, but 6 of the 8 victims were Asian. So there's been a lot of talk this week about profiles against Asian conspiracy.
And how?
Chris, you know some Asians?
Very well, I do. Yes.
And it's hard for me, a guy who basically is in his basement of his house most of the time, to know if there's really an upswing in discrimination and, racial abuse to Asians. I don't know if any of you, the Asians that you know in your family, have seen it, felt it, dealt with it. Yeah.
So I actually was talking to my daughter, Abby, who who I adopted from China. So she is very Asian. And
Okay, good.
And I asked her, have you felt any extra discrimination or anything? She said she hadn't, but that it really bothered her when that sheriff guy said, well, he had a bad day and that's what he did.
Yeah.
She said that for whatever reason, she kind of took that personally and troubled her, but she has not felt people treating her differently. So that's, one person's experience.
That's good. Some of these things are really complicated. It's the proper term for former president. Oh, douchebag. He used to always say the Chinese flu and things like that.
Yes.
That would basically blame China and Chinese people
Right.
for the pandemic, which is completely a lie. But
Yeah.
that's him and Tucker like to make it us against them. Them, Tucker, and some of the hosts on Good Talk Radio like to make us versus them. And I didn't know if they noticed any of that or not.
Yeah. So I have not talked to Molly, my other daughter, to get her take. I guarantee you she will have a hot take on the entire situation.
I'd like to know it. I'd like to know sometime, because here's the other thing to show my ignorance when it comes to racial things. I look at it as, there shouldn't be any discrimination. It's bad. Okay. What else is on TV? I'm not Asian, but I will kill someone if you say something bad to Abby and Molly. So I like own it more because of that. And I should be more of a compassionate person, just own it because they're human beings. You know what I mean? But
hey, for many of us, until it becomes personal, it's easy to generalize and have opinions. Hey, the texter's asking what's on my top shelf. Is it art? I've got a new background for that. That's W.C. Fields. We've talked about that. My dad had that in his office. That is a book that my wife's cousin, he's a photographer in New York, and it's all of his photographs of people in New York. That is art that my mother-in-law made. And that's a picture of the skyline of Kansas City. So I hope that answers his question.
That was good. That was a little tour. Chris's home.
Of my background.
Okay. Sorry about the Asian thing. I just was there.
Hey, no,
I love Abby Molly so very much. I love him so much. Question 3. Ahead of the May 1st deadline previously set by Donald Trump, President Joe Biden has to decide on withdrawing all U.S. troops from which country?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm going to need choices unless you know the answer.
Okay. Yemen, Afghanistan, Turkey, Israel.
I want to say it's Yemen, but
Yemen. Let's see if it's Yemen or not. Let's see here. And let's see here. It's Afghanistan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. Trump wanted to get rid of all the troops out of Afghanistan, but I don't think Biden wants to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've not heard much about this story.
And the they wanted to do the withdrawal because of a peace agreement with the U.S. and the Taliban. I don't think Biden's going to do it. I think it's too complicated with Pakistan and other regional areas. And I would love to see all the guys come home, and ladies come home, but I don't know. Okay, question 4. Which drug maker announced Tuesday to start new clinical trials of its COVID vaccine in children between the ages of 6 months and 12 years?
Oh, boy.
I don't know this one at all.
I don't know. Yeah, what are our choices here?
Well, I don't think this helps. Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Moderna, and Pfizer. Just all the ones that have.
Oh, I thought it would be like a new one, like Kinder Merck or something.
Yeah, Oshkosh Bagosh or something.
Yeah. Okay.
I say Pfizer.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
Oh boy, we're sucking the hind one today.
Moderna. Now you'll get your second vaccine Thursday,
Friday.
right? Friday.
Yep.
Okay.
Of the Pfizer one.
The Pfizer. Okay. And your in-laws got the Johnson & Johnson because that's just a one pumper, right?
Yeah, that's a one banger. Yep.
And you're a 2 pump chump, right?
Yep.
And also, you got 2 shots.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
2 pump chump. Yes.
Okay. All right. Last question. That's the funniest thing I've ever said, by the way.
That's great.
Lawmakers in which country are backing a bill to set the age of sexual consent to 15? Ugh. Okay. The choices are Poland, France, China, Ukraine.
Oh, man. Ukraine? Sounds Eastern European to me.
It was France. We should have known those French.
Those darn Frenchies.
An early draft of the law had suggested the age of consent be set at 13, which would have been one of the lowest in Europe. It's funny if back the guy that used to listen to Night Ranger would be like, yeah, man, when you're 15, you know what you're talking about. You know some stuff.
Yes. You know
this guy now says 15. No.
Yeah, you don't know nothing.
You don't know nothing.
Way too young.
Many people are early puberty or whatever, and they look and look like a full grown adult when they're 15, but they don't, their mind.
Yeah.
Their mind, Butch.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So I'm against it. So there you go. Will you, maybe the text will do this for me. Will you take a note that we need to write a letter to Francois Mitterrand, who's the president of France? Did you catch his name?
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. And we need to let him know that we are against that.
All right. Well, hey, we tried this week.
Yeah.
We stunk it up though, dude.
Yeah, we stink. So now we're going to take a break. Let you guys get some more coffee, tea, if you want.
Sure. Water. You could have water.
Water.
Coke.
Hey, if you're having a good time, you have a Bloody Mary this early, you can do that. Some people
That's your thing. Go for it.
Go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do at your choice. But we're going to take a break and we'll be back with more getting you reviewed on the past week. But also remember, we're going to get you ready for the next week. On Past Week Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Bye.
Looking at the past 7 days so you don't have to. You could join in on the experiment by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060.
We've been told that perfect mornings exist for the lucky few. That morning people own the waking hours. But the truth is, mornings belong to all of us. Your mornings are what you make of them. All it takes is saying yes. Starbucks Morning Yes.
Look for Starbucks coffee in a grocery store near you, then sit back and enjoy the exceptional taste of Starbucks at home.
Hi, Tom Gully from The Tom Gully Show here. Listen to the show every weekday at 5 p.m. right here on KCTK Radio, personality-driven radio.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Also on the web at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. We're a recognized 501c3 charity organization, so you'll receive a maximum tax deduction. What's more, you'll receive a free vacation voucher of 3 days and 2 nights.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
This is Tracy from Tracy's Tips and Dips. Listen to the show every weekday at 11:30 a.m. and our live show Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. right here on KCTK Radio, personality-driven radio.
Good news, everybody. My friend, I have a friend named Rory Rowland who does a great podcast called Coaching for Potential. Had a conversation with him and had dinner with him the other night. He got a brand new puppy. Yeah, they had dogs and they both passed away a few years ago. But they got a brand new puppy named Coco. They let their granddaughter name it. And it's as cute as can be. It's running around just driving everyone crazy like a puppy. And it's pretty well trained so far. It's only about 5 months old. It can sit, it can go down, not quite roll over, but some of the basic stuff that when you get a puppy you can do. It's pretty exciting time. He also said it's hard to train her walking because she runs around so much, as you can imagine. Well, you do all these things for your dog. You pay all this stuff to get them vaccinated. You pay the vet. You go to training classes. You get the best food. But let's not forget the thing that makes it hard to be a pet owner. And then it's picking up their waste. Yeah, it's kind of gross, isn't it? Get a napkin or a piece of paper or, whatever thing so you don't have to touch it. Even if you get the regular poopy bags, they're still kind of hard. That's why we every week love to tell you about our sponsor, Ranger Rob's Pet Poopy Bags. They're cost-effective, eco-friendly pet poopy bags, easy to manage handles, and they're extra wide. They're bags for all pets. So it makes your life easier as a new pet owner because you want to focus on a lot of your stuff. Training them, kennel training them, make sure they eat everything, just all kinds of stuff that you want to do to make yourself have a good pet. This makes it easier for you. So go to www.rangerrobshop.com and pick up a month supply like this one I got on Amazon too. You can go there for $8.95. And it's a great deal. So check it out. And also, when you do, make sure you tell them Gilly sent you. And welcome back to Past Week Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Hey! Oh, good break, man. That was
there
awesome.
we go. Huh?
That was a great break.
How was your break? What'd you do?
It was good. I refilled my coffee, stepped out onto the screen porch. It's lovely outside. A bit nippy, but man, it's nice. And then I got myself a hunk of cheese because I was hankering for one.
Hankering for a hunk of... Now, will your wife make you breakfast today?
Yeah, I was so excited. We had some leftover baked potatoes and she diced them up and put them in the freezer and they're pulled out. And I know that now she's going to kind of fry them up for some breakfast potatoes. So when I'm done here, I'm going to have eggs. And yesterday I went to Rosedale Barbecue, really one of my favorite barbecue spots in the entire city.
Wow.
And I got the Belt Buster sandwich. And I'm not joking. I bet they put 2 pounds of meat on this sandwich. So I ate my fill. I brought the rest home and she's going to dice up the leftover brisket and put it in our scrambled eggs.
It's amazing.
I'm going to have the brisket and the scrambled eggs, bacon, breakfast potatoes. It's going to be so good. And Brian says they have the best fries. I agree. They do the crinkle cut fries, which
I've never been there.
Oh, we have got to go.
Is it on the boulevard?
It's on the boulevard. Yeah, on the Kansas side on the boulevard. And it is, as far as I'm concerned, the most consistent barbecue. The meat is always tender and good. And I think it is my favorite. I'll just say
okay. Yeah, who's Brian?
Yeah.
You don't know who that is. Now, and just real quick, 2 pounds of meat was also your nickname in high school.
I wish. Yeah.
9 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I thought it was pounds as meat twice was my nickname. Anyway, it's
something along those lines. We want to make sure we were dirty. Hey, there's a lot of hard news and we've covered that. We didn't know it, but there's also pop culture news.
They're
And
always.
by the way, just so everyone knows, because what we like to do is explain our jokes to everybody. The joke is that the joke isn't that we don't know who these people are and they're dumb. The joke is that we're dumb because we don't know who these people are. Do you?
Yeah. No, it's always about us. Yeah.
Okay. Chris? Pop
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Paul. How about this? Filed under creepy. Actor Armie Hammer is under police investigation for sexual assault. Actor Armie Hammer is under police investigation after a woman alleged she was violently raped by Hammer in 2017 for several hours and thought she was going to be killed. An attorney for the victim contacted law enforcement, which resulted in the LAPD, it's for me, Sexual Assault Division, to open an investigation on February 3rd. A police spokesman told CNN Hammer has denied the rape allegation. What's interesting is this comes on the heels of that weird news about him like sending out texts to women about like cannibalistic stuff and how he wants to eat people and oh God. So
wow. It's so weird.
It's just weird stuff, man.
Well, the texts are weird. This is tragic. If this is true.
Yeah. If true, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tragic and terrible.
For hours. Oh my goodness. Well, this will cheer you up, Chris.
Oh, thank you.
Billie Eilish's green hair party is over.
Oh.
Billie Eilish is blonde, and if her social media postings are any indication, it's everything she wanted. The Ocean Eyes singer this week unveiled a new look, departing from green hair that has become her signature in recent years. She looks lovely. I saw the post.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're going to see a more outgoing and, quite frankly, sexual Billie Eilish as she becomes a person, a young woman in her 20s, kind of like a Christina Aguilera did.
Oh, gotcha.
I think that's a trend of young pop girls. They're all, little girls, and then they grow up and they find themselves. They're a little more out there dancing it, shaking it. Great example. The texter says is Miley Cyrus, So, hopefully the music will stay intact because that's why we all love you, Billy. You don't have to shake it, make it wiggle and all that stuff for us.
What? My problem is I don't know if I like her music. Honestly, I just can't decide.
I understand. You understand how you like it, right?
But the green hair was fine. That was, whatever.
Did you see her that she won the Grammy?
I didn't watch the Grammys.
You should watch it. Watch her acceptance. It's something you've never seen. You know how they usually go up there and go, well, I was with a lot of nominees that were good and so-and-so could have won. This was full out. I shouldn't have won this.
Oh, really?
Megan Thee Stallion should have won this. I can't believe I won. This is dumb. I won this. She was really, it was really crazy. It was really something else.
I kind of respect that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's endearing, but I think she went a little bit too far on it. But that's me. That's how I handle me winning Grammys.
I'll check it out. No, you know what? I kind of lied. The one thing that I did watch from the Grammys the next day was the new Bruno Mars song.
Yeah.
That's a great song, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Paul, how about this? Mama June Shannon says she spent almost $1 million on her addiction. Mama June Shannon. Huh?
Cheeseburgers?
I don't know what she's addicted to. Do you know?
No, I guess we're going to find out in the story.
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
So I guess we should look that up, or maybe
Sorry
the
that.
texter could find out and let us know.
It's probably
but anyway, Mama June Shannon has gotten clean and is coming clean about her addiction. The reality star is back with a new show, Mama June, Road to Redemption, which centers around her family and the sobriety of her and her boyfriend, Gino Doak.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Sobriety is probably drugs.
And is she Boo Boo's mom? I don't even know who she is.
She's the Honey Boo Boo's mom. Oh, okay. The texter
I know
says
Mama Cass. But
wouldn't it be weird if it was Beanie Babies? We found out it was Beanie Babies all along.
That was her addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. The texter's showing us something. Mama June. Something I can't read it.
Meth.
Anyway, thanks. It was meth, which is short for methamphetamine. Hey, this is something you're going to be excited to watch. Demi Lovato's Dancing with the Devil has her opportunity to tell the truth. Demi Lovato wastes no time getting the details of her 2018 overdose in her new docuseries, Demi Lovato, Dancing with the Devil, directed by Michael D. Ratner. The four-part series covers the months leading to her near fateful night, her overdose, and what transpired after. Now, we love Demi. We love your performance for the inauguration. We just loved it so very much. And Demi, you got the greatest publicist ever. Now, this tragic thing that you said you were over, now you're going to go back and do a 4-part series. I didn't want to see the 4-part documentary on Janet Jackson.
Yeah. Wow. Tell you what, man, Demi and her publicist, though, are so good at getting her out into the eye. And you're right. She knocked it out of the park at the inauguration. She was great.
What's your favorite Demi song?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
The texter says all we do is talk about folks who did drugs. Hey, it's rock and roll, man. What can you do?
Yeah, it's part of the lifestyle. Something's okay. In the story, the director, Michael Ratner, was that the name of the kid in Fast Times at Ridgemont High that worked at the movie theater, was in love with Jennifer Jason Leigh's character? Was his name Ratner?
You know, that's why they put the D in there, which I
Maybe so.
like we know who he is anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to Google that later. That's going to drive me nuts. But you know what? We can't harp on that forever. How about this? Hailey Bieber on marrying Justin insanely young.
Oh my.
Hailey Bieber knows getting married when you're in your 20s may not seem like such a good idea to many people.
No.
But for her and Justin Bieber, it worked. I mean, I was married when I was 21, 2 months before I turned 22, which is insanely young. The model told Elle magazine in their most recent cover story.
It is insanely young, I think.
You know what's crazy, though? You think back to when we got married, nobody would have said, oh, getting married in your 20s is insanely young. I totally agree that it is.
Yeah.
I really think it is now. People should probably wait till, late 20s at least, early 30s, in my humble opinion. But
you were 24. I was 24.
Yeah.
We got married to other people, not each other.
Yeah.
Back then, it wasn't allowed.
You surprised a lot of folks with that one, too.
Yeah. The texter, I think he was 23, maybe 22.
Oh, my God.
He was really young, I think. He was 2. 21.
He was 2. Wow.
21. But they're still going strong.
Yeah. You and Nancy are still going strong.
Yeah.
And, me and, well, mine worked out differently, I guess.
Yeah. And you're going strong. But
Now.
I just to talk about the texter a little bit, I never thought that would last.
Oh, well, who did? Everybody thought Jennifer would wise up at some point.
Yeah. Oh, well, what can you do? There's still time.
She never has.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, you're going to like this story a lot.
Oh, good.
Finally. Carly D and Candace Owens engage in epic Twitter battle. Carly D famously raps, "Carly don't need more press," but if that's the case, she may want to chill on Twitter. The Grammy winner got into it on Twitter. The Grammy winner got into it on Twitter Tuesday with conservative pundit Candace Owens. It all stems from Owens' appearance on Tucker Carlson's Fox show, where she criticized Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's racy performance of their hit WAP at the Grammy Awards.
Oh, yes. Wet ass Pepsi.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Your thoughts? I don't know if you've ever seen the stand-up special of Dave Chappelle where he lambasted Candace Owens.
I have not, but I want to see.
I don't really know who she is, but I hate her just because of that.
Yeah. I don't know much. I don't know much about her. I know she's, a strong conservative voice. And she is a Black woman. And so she makes her somewhat unique. Yeah, but I really don't know much about her.
She's a lying sack of shit is what she is. But here's a fact from the text line. Tucker is a piece of fucking shit.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
Actually, let me reread that. I want to make sure I'm factual here. Tucker is a big fucking piece of shit.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And that's a fact. That is a fact.
And he also says, your mom goes to college. Good one, Kip.
Your mom didn't go to college, did she?
She didn't. She went to business school and she learned how to do shorthand and stenography and 9-key and whatever they taught you in business school back then, so that she could be a secretary.
My just way off topic, but your dad was a very smart guy. My dad was a smart guy, but our moms are smarter than both of them.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the opportunity to go to college. And I'm glad that's different nowadays for women.
Yeah. You know, and my mom would say, well, I wouldn't have wanted to go to college anyway, but she's a very smart lady.
Mm-hmm.
And if she had wanted to, could have done quite well with that. But, you know, she wanted to be a full-time mom, and look at the outcome.
Oh, poor lady. Jeez. I know. That's her. Wow.
I know, dude.
Yeah. Sorry about that, everybody. So we have a special feature. Chris is running this one.
I am. So this is kind of exciting.
It's my birthday.
Yeah. So your birthday is tomorrow, correct?
Yep.
Tomorrow, you're going to know what it's like to be 23. You're going to know what it's like to be 53.
Yes.
Just 10 days after I started learning what it's like to be 53.
Yeah. So you have a lot of like wisdom to show me as I
I got nothing, dude.
go over this.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like. But first of all, before we get into, I'm going to ask you some questions, just to let folks get to know you a little bit better. But you had mentioned pre-show that you were going to celebrate your birthday today. So I'm curious what's happening. What are you going to do?
We're going to go to brunch. Ginger Sue's, my wife and my daughters and I.
And where are you going? I'm sorry.
Ginger Sue's.
Oh, in Lee's Summit.
Yes, it's so good. So delicious. And
I went there after my first colonoscopy. I went from St. Luke's East right over there and had breakfast, and it was so good.
Yeah, it's really good. And then this evening, I'm going to my mother's home for dinner. She's making dinner for myself and also for my brother, who's also having his birthday.
So what is she going to fix for you guys?
Steak.
Oh, now, did you guys agree on that? Did you both say, yes, this is a good birthday meal, or did one get to choose and the others just SOL? Or
wow, you know a lot about my life, because that's what we had to do for 53 years. But this particular case was simply, hey, I'm going to make some steaks. Come over for dinner.
Okay, well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a fun day, and you're gonna be full.
Yeah. Now the texter's asking if she makes a mean sauce. She does not. She does.
No Sunday gravy.
This is my white mother, and my Italian father is gone. He didn't cook, but my Italian wife makes the best sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So there.
Now, your Italian grandfather used to make sauce and like kind of have it around all week long, which was kind of cool.
He would make it, and I used to like it. And then I had my wife's sauce in it. God bless his soul. I love my Popeye. He didn't make very good sauce. He thought he did, though. He sure
it was sweet, as I remember it.
Yeah, I should say that. It was good, but it was too sweet for my taste.
Yeah. And I think sometime we're going to have your wife and my wife do a sauce off. And, you know, not that we have to declare a winner, but we can just enjoy two different delicious.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Because your wife's so sweet. She don't want none of this. She don't want none of this, Cecilia.
Yeah, well, she's not Sicilian as your wife is.
But she's a great cook. She's a great cook. And when I saw her the other day, I said, I want some pizza from your house. That's what I want. I want some Jane pizza.
She'll make you a mean pizza, and she'll make her own pizza sauce too. So don't kid yourself. It's different than her red sauce.
Wow. Okay. That's impressive.
Yeah. And it's delish. You mentioned that you and your brother are the same age. The texter said on here that he and his brother are the same age for 7 days.
Yeah, that's
interesting. I think they call that Irish twins. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were born within a year of each other.
So congratulations to them.
So what I'm going to do now, Paul, is I'm going to ask you some questions, some birthday related, some maybe not as much, but just to get to know you a little bit better as we celebrate you and another trip around the sun.
Oh, that's great.
So first one, as you look back upon your long and storied life, what's your favorite birthday memory?
As a little kid, my mom got this decorating kit. We put the batter in, and then the pan come out, and then you followed the things, and it was Superman.
Oh,
The
God,
Superman
that's
cake.
awesome.
So that was really cool.
Isn't that crazy? Of all your birthdays, and I'm sure there's been trips and whatever else, the thing that stands out is your little Superman thing as a kid.
Yeah, and then I guess as an adult going to Scottsdale for around my 50th birthday. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Love that place.
Okay, now, life isn't all about fun. So let's go to the other side of the coin. What's one of your lesser favorite birthday memories? Any birthday debacles or bungles?
I can't really think of one, but I just know I don't even remember which one it was, but there was one birthday in my 40s that nobody even, it wasn't like no one even knew it was my birthday.
Oh man, that's sad.
Even me, I even forgot.
Yeah. Oh wow. That's hard.
That's why now, I mean, it's silly to talk about a human man, an adult talking about their birthday is stupid if you think about it. But you know what? I'm going to enjoy it. As I get older, I find a chance to have fun. And I told my kids I want to go to brunch. So we're doing that today. And then I think, am I asking them, is that selfish of me? Then I thought, no, you should go see your father. If you're a good person, you should go see your father on his birthday.
Absolutely. Yes.
So they should do it for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. But you don't do it's my birthday week or my birthday month thing. Yeah. Okay. That irritates me to high heaven.
Yeah.
So if money were no object, what gift would you like for me to get you? And by the way, I'm not going to do it, but I'm just curious what it would be.
Great question. Because I don't really like people giving me gifts. But as my wife and I were talking this morning as we watched CBS this morning, one of the best gifts I've gotten lately is a subscription to the master class.
Oh,
that my friend
that's
Chris
right.
gave me.
Yes.
So no money was no object. I think a trip is what I would like to do more than an object.
You want an experience, not a possession.
Yeah, but I'm not one of these. I want an experience where I go climb a mountain. I want to go sit in the sun.
Yeah.
That's my experience.
Yeah. You want to go sit and drink.
Yes. But I want to make an experience happen.
Yes. I want to turn my addiction into an experience.
And eat too.
So you're 53, Paul. A lot of people would say you might be halfway done with your life.
Okay.
As you look ahead to the second half of your life, what do you want to do? What would make it exciting or fun for you?
Wow. Great question. What I would like is some financial stability, being able to do some creative things. And I really would like some grandchildren.
Oh, wow. Are you ready for grandchildren?
I don't think I'm quite ready, but also I don't say that to my daughters very much.
Yeah.
Because I want them to do it when they want to do it. I don't want to be one of these. I want a grandchild, but I think I just see a lot of people have fun with their grandchildren, and I would like to have that type of fun too.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good stuff. Now,
and if it never happens, it just never happens. And so what? I don't know. It's always when you're 53 or older, I want grandchildren, and you bug your kids about it. That's no reason for them to have kids because you want something to play with.
No, and I can guarantee you, Jane and I are not going to be bugging any of our kids.
Yeah.
To have kids. It'll be fun when it happens, but man, don't want to pressure anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So looking back on the first half of your life now, if you could do one thing differently, if there's one thing that you did and wish you didn't, or you wish you would have done at some point, what would that be?
Well, there's like specific things. Like I think about what I would have done when I was younger. I would have joined the military. I think that would have been good. Like a reserve.
Yeah, you don't want to go all in.
I would have took some time after college or even during college and talked to you into going to Chicago and living there for a few years and learning about actually knowing how to do radio.
Yes.
And comedy. And I mean, that would have put me on a completely different path, because what I did instead is stayed home and built my name in the community and ran for office, which I'm very, very glad I did, despite the hardship of it all.
Right.
So it's almost like it was just two different paths. And I don't know. I think the real thing is I just was so, and I continue to be so hard on myself, as opposed to enjoying the time that you have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did pretty good. I mean, especially the political stuff. I reached the goals I wanted to. After failure after failure, I did it. You know, and so I don't think I did. I mean, on a daily basis, I don't remind myself that I'm a successful person, but just enjoying your life, that you only get that type of wisdom as you get older, I think. So I regret not having more fun, and I had a lot of fun too.
So a somewhat related follow-up to that. Here's 53-year-old Paul on his birthday. Through a wormhole or a wrinkle in time, if you will, you get to go back and talk to Paul that's turning 21 tomorrow. What's the one piece of advice you give him?
There's a couple things that I would say. I think one would be
You blew it. You had it all and you blew it. You blew it. You blew it.
You blew it.
You fucked up. You trusted us.
you stink and I don't like you. Those aren't really things I would say. So how
Texter has one just to get you thinking. He says that blowjobs are not cheating.
I don't want to get into that, but I was well versed on that one, as Chris could tell you later. So how old is young Paul?
Young Paul's turning 21, man. He's just really becoming a full-fledged adult, you know, finishing up college, getting ready to step out into the world. What advice do you give him based on what you know now?
Okay. Stop drinking the Diet Coke.
Oh, that's a good piece of advice.
Maybe one Big Mac a week.
Oh, I thought you were going to say one Big Mac per meal. Okay.
No,
yeah.
That was his thought.
Yes.
I have a very dear friend. You may know her, named Jill.
Yeah.
When I was in my late teens, she would make fun of me for being so skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Now she makes fun of me for being fat. So she's a dear friend. So I think that would be it. You know, the Diet Coke and the watching what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
But also the stop limiting yourself on what you want to do. Just try it anyway. And I was always pretty good at that.
You were.
Do you agree that I was always pretty good at that?
I would say you're still good at it. You have a radio station in your basement because you're like, I'm going to make a podcast thing, and you did it.
No.
Yes.
I want you to rephrase this. I have a home in my radio studio.
Oh, I like that. You have a home built around and above. Yes.
Okay. All right. But just being hard on yourself and trying things and not being intimidated and that type of advice. I tried to find the sound of the Godfather slapping his godson and saying, "You can act like a man.
Yeah.
Just act like a man." Man, it's so funny. The texter just wrote, "Tell him to meet Mike Murphy." I got on a Mike Murphy thing this week, and I watched a whole bunch of YouTubes about him.
Oh, wow.
Because I think it's because of St. Patrick's Day.
I was just going to say St. Patrick's Day probably got you thinking about that because he was big into the St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and I did meet him one time, like when he's doing a radio remote, but I would have, go meet Mike Murphy and go try to work for him. He reminded me a lot of my dad too, and on the videos I saw of him talking.
I could see that completely.
You know?
Yep.
And so yeah, that's a good one. That's weird that you bring that up.
Well, dude, that's all the questions I have. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I'm one to Walt Disney. I met him one.
Another great icon of broadcasting here in Kansas City.
I don't think it does a lot to sit around and regret stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better to look and say, you know, here's the things I did well. How do I want to build on those?
Right.
But I do know that you limit yourself, young people, a lot of times because you're worried about what everyone thinks of you. And I've been, money is something that I've never made a lot of money. And I think that's somewhere in my mind limiting, I think I'm this working class guy who's better than the pampered rich people.
You know what I mean? The bourgeois, if you will.
Yes, and
You're a man of the people.
Yeah, and that's limited me, and I think the limiting now in my life will be all about just because I'm lazy and I don't want to do it.
Right. It is interesting though, because the money thing has almost kind of been a badge of honor in a way with you I'm not motivated by money. I don't need a lot of money. I don't want money. Yeah.
But again, you do that. A lot of people do stuff like that, but it really does limit you a little bit on what you do. It's an excuse in a way, although I believe that. So now my limiting is I'm going to try to tell myself, like, what's taking over Rush Limbaugh's spot. I don't want to.
Okay. You don't have to.
Because it's too much work. Not because what Young Paul would think, because I can't do it. Because I've met so many successful people.
Sure.
I have a big full chapter in my book about it. And they're all stupid. And I'm just as stupid, if not more than them.
Right.
And so limiting yourself because you think you're not smart enough or talented enough is just doesn't make sense. There's so many successful, quote unquote, successful people who are morons.
Yeah. You can just limit yourself because of sheer laziness.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Trust me. I get it.
That's a better way to do things, I think.
Yeah. And last question. I'm sorry. Thank you, Texter. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color's always been blue.
And look, you're wearing a blue shirt.
But I tell you what, I've always done better when I've pushed myself and tried to think, why blue? It's such a bland, everyday. Wear some red,
Yeah.
Everyone loved it when I wore my orange tie. I had an orange tie that my father-in-law bought me, and I wore it, and I got a lot of compliments out of it.
Well, let me tell you this. I watched Zack Snyder's 4-hour Justice League, and I started rabbit holing and Googling stuff while I was watching it. And I didn't realize, there were 7 different colors of lantern cores, and that the blue core is the most powerful one.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
Yeah, I saw part 1 of that, and I was falling asleep last night.
It's a lot. It's like watching Roots. I mean, it goes on and on.
Would you recommend it?
I would, actually. I came out at the end of it and thought that's the best DC movie so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish they would have made it into a series. So I don't feel obligated watching the whole thing at the same time.
Right. Yep. I didn't. It took me about five different times to get through it.
Okay. So that's our special feature where you learn a little bit more about me.
Yeah, that was fun, buddy.
I don't think anyone learned nothing about me whatsoever.
Oh, I think they did.
Okay.
Or maybe you're such an open book. They already knew it all. They're like, yeah, we get it.
We get it. Move on.
Yes.
We're ready for the next week.
Yes, we get it. You're proud of yourself, but you hate yourself. Got it. Okay.
Hey, that should be our next podcast.
Yes. Oh.
Okay, so let's take a break.
God, yes.
Oh, one thing about me, I love coffee. And
that's
get to more.
Okay.
More during this break, and we'll be back with more Past Week Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Hooray.
Join in on the experiment by calling or texting us at 913-735-0060. We dare you.
Nothing refreshes like A&W root beer. So good.
Just right.
Let's have some tonight. A&W Root Beer.
This is Drew from KCTK Radio's Week Review with Paul and Drew. Listen to the show every weekday at 3:30 p.m. and live show Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. right here on KCTK Radio, personality-driven radio.
Guys, want to get your wife or girlfriend a gift that will change her life? Ladies, how would you like to have great eyebrows, luscious lips, an eyeliner that stays put, and makeup that doesn't go anywhere? How would you like to go all day looking like your makeup was just applied? If you said yes to any of those things, then the answer is permanent makeup. This simple and easy procedure is quick, painless, and the results are outstanding. No more reapplying and no more smudging of your makeup. And in our area, Natural Image Salon in Lee Summit is the only place to perform your permanent cosmetic procedure. The professionals at Natural Image Salon in Lee Summit are your answer to waking up every morning with perfect makeup and the great feeling of knowing whether you're swimming, working out, or just waking up, you will always look beautiful. Call Natural Image Permanent Cosmetic Salon at 816-525-9971, 816-525-9971 for a free consultation. Gift certificates are also available. Tell them you heard this ad and get $25 off any procedure. Natural Image, your investment in a beautiful you.
Yo, this is Hartzell from the KC Morning Show. Listen every weekday, 9 a.m., right here on KCTK Radio, personality-driven radio.
Everything's running smoothly.
Welcome back, everybody, to Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul.
Hey, that's us. Welcome.
We got you caught up with the past week. You got to know a little bit more about me.
Yeah, that was fun. I feel like I know you now.
Oh, God. So nice. So I'll never talk to you again?
Absolutely not, buddy. I'm here for the long haul.
A texter will remember this when George Costanza opened up to Jerry. And it frightened Jerry beyond belief. And he says, "Good luck with all that."
I was watching a Seinfeld this morning. It was when Kramer had little Jerry Seinfeld for the cockfighting. You should have seen him. He was pecking and moving, and oh boy.
And he, I'll have to find it real quick. Yeah. Oh, here it is.
What the hell is this?
No, that's not it.
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home.
Man, I have a problem with my drops here, Chris.
Well, hey, I mean, it kind of keeps you humble, I guess, you know, makes it fun for the listener because they have to try to figure out why you're playing it. So
yeah, if you know why I'm playing any of this stuff, I sure would appreciate it.
Yeah, just drop us a line, send us an email, or give us a call.
Yeah, give us a call anytime. You're always welcome to do that. Here we go.
Sure, I'm not funny anymore, but there's more to life than making shallow, fairly obvious observations.
Okay, there we go. I know you folks are saying, hey, you know, that's all great. We appreciate that, but we also want to know what's going on next week. That's part of the show. That's half of the show, if you think about it.
It is.
And
we don't know how we actually get them ready with this segment, but
well, we tell them the news and then we tell them an hilarious punchline.
A hilarious punchline.
Here is our presentation of headlines and predictions.
Yay. Hey, before I jump in, Paul, how strong do you feel like your jokes are this week?
Same crap that we have every week.
Okay, mine too. So here we go.
All right.
President Biden set a goal of administering 100 million COVID-19 vaccine doses by his 100th day in office, and he said this milestone will be met weeks ahead of schedule on his 58th day in office. He said the original time frame had been extended to 600 days to get that many vaccines administered, but that was back when Zack Snyder was in charge of the rollout. Paul?
That's great. That's awesome.
Do you get it? I don't even know.
Yes, we're 1 for 1. I love it. Here we go.
All right.
Thanks, Chris. With a vote of 228 to 197, the House approved a bill opening a path to citizenship for some undocumented immigrants, including 2 million dreamers who were brought to the United States as young children and 400,000 immigrants who have temporarily projected status after fleeing from natural disasters and conflicts. While 9 Republicans joined Democrats in voting for the bill, most opposed it simply because they're assholes. Chris?
Wow.
Oh, wait, can I do that again?
Yeah.
While 9 Republicans joined the Democrats in voting for the bill, most opposed simply because they're assholes. You see who I did?
Was that Norm Macdonald?
Very good. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain resumed use of the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine hours after the European Union's drug regulator, the European Medicines Agency, said a review of the data confirmed that the vaccine is safe and effective. The EMA said it found no increased risk of blood clots from AstraZeneca's vaccine, though a warning label will be affixed, advising doctors and other medical experts to watch out for a rare form of clotting and bleeding in the brain. The good news is not one person who's died from the clotting condition has gone on to exhibit severe COVID-19 symptoms.
Very good. Very good. Okay. All right. 2 for 2, Chris, so far.
Oh, wow.
The United States will send Mexico and Canada millions of doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, the White House announced. An estimated 2.5 million doses will go to Mexico and 1.5 to Canada. AstraZeneca vaccine supply has been sitting in manufacturing sites since the U.S. has not yet authorized its use, but Mexico and Canada have. Amazingly, this will now make the U.S. the #1 drug dealer in the Western Hemisphere.
Oh,
Chris?
Yeah, take that, Columbia. All right. Thank you, Paul. Cherokee County Sheriff Frank Reynolds issued a statement saying the department regrets any heartache caused by the remarks of a spokesman, Captain Jay Baker, who said the suspect in 3 shootings at Asian spas in Georgia was having a bad day. The shootings left 8 people dead, including 4 victims at Young's Asian Massage in Cherokee County. Sheriff Reynolds went on to add that Baker should have been more precise in his remarks and said the shooter was having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Paul?
And finally, pardon me. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy tried to rewrite history by claiming that he was not involved in former President Donald Trump's effort to overturn the election in a heated exchange during a news briefing. When asked if it was acceptable for him to support Trump's effort to overturn the presidential election in Congress, but to criticize Democrats for doing the same in the contested Iowa U.S. House race, McCarthy repeatedly rejected the notion that he was trying to overturn the election at all. He also said that those were traitors that were storming the Capitol. Yeah. And they were simply wanting people to tell them about Amway. Yeah, that's the ticket.
So we've got Norm Macdonald and John Lovitz. You're going with old school SNL cast members on 2 of your 3.
You know what? Here's a better punchline. McCarthy repeatedly rejected notion that he was trying to overturn the election and that he's dating Morgan Fairchild. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Sorry, folks.
Oh, that's great.
Thanks for wanting to get to it.
That's great. Boy, today it's been you with the OG references, man. That's awesome.
Because I'm old tomorrow.
I get it. Yeah, welcome to my world, buddy.
So, Chris, we did it. We let people know about last week.
Yeah.
They're all up to date. They're ready for next week because of those things.
Those jokes really got them ready to go take on the week. You betcha.
I mean, I don't know if you I get cards and letters all the time. They're probably here to the studio about how the preparation for next week has gotten promotions and raises and opportunities for people.
Yeah, love. It's caused love to walk into people's lives, which is great.
For a lot of people who don't know about email, because they always send me cards and letters.
Well,
yeah,
it maybe speaks to the demographic of our listeners. I don't know.
Yeah. Our demographic for listeners who don't know what a podcast or Facebook Live.
Yes. God.
Chris, you got a big week coming up. You know that.
Sure I do.
You got a big one.
What?
Why don't you tell everybody about your big one?
I guess the biggest thing for me this week is I'm looking forward to my second dose of vaccine and just getting that much closer to, feeling able to go, be out and not have to worry. And so that's exciting. And I got nothing else, man. I think Mizzou has a truncated spring break coming up this Friday, so I may get to see my kids.
Oh,
if they come home for spring break, but they, I don't know if they will since it's just a long weekend.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. But I really, man, my life is so boring. What am I doing with myself?
You're living your life. The texter does ask if Kevin McCarthy is related to Melissa McCarthy. I don't think so.
Yeah, or Michelle McCarthy.
Yeah. Question for you. Either the texter can chime in or you can give us a call at 913-735-0060. Chris, what is the name of the actor that played Mike in Mike and Molly?
I have no idea. I know he's got his own show now, another show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say his name is Glenn David. Am I right?
I have no idea. I'm going to say Glenn David as well.
Okay.
I saw him on a commercial the other day.
Mm-hmm.
My brother Steve thinks that he looks like that guy. That guy looks like him. And
thinks that guy looks like him, that he looks like Steve. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It would be a great sitcom if Kevin James and him did a sitcom together, twins.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That would be a fun show.
And like they hang out with their friend Paul Scheer. That would be awesome.
So I'm watching The League, right?
Okay, but let me go back to Billy Gardner is his name. Thanks.
Okay.
I think he's one of the most famous people, most successful comedians that you don't know his name at all.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about The League.
Paul Scheer, your brother.
Yeah.
Looks like Billy Gardell or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Thinks that I am Andre, played by Paul Scheer from The League, in that group of people.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'm Andre.
I know.
Now, yes, Andre is into the whatever the latest trend is. Hey, he's a mixologist, or he's doing the new kind of yoga.
Andre 3000. So you really
Now, there may be yes, I'm bald like him. Okay, I don't have the best teeth in the world like him. I get it, but I'm not Andre. I'm not Andre. Okay, damn it. So can you tell your birthday brother that for me?
No, because I agree with him on it. Now let me ask you that. I'm at the Harpo's.
Yeah.
And these other people come in. There were probably late 30 people.
Oh, youngsters.
And we start talking to him, and they said, "You look like Kevin James."
Oh, wow.
Thanks. And then I said to the guy, because I looked at him, I said, "We should do a Kevin James, Adam Sandler thing."
Oh, yeah.
He got offended. You call me. I go, is that an insult? I wasn't trying to insult him.
He just called you Kevin James.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
If you call me Kevin James, I'm not going to be insulted by it.
No.
I'm 3 feet taller than the guy, but it doesn't make a difference.
No, it's very similar.
And isn't Adam Sandler one of our biggest movie stars of all time?
He may be the top earning Hollywood star right now. I mean, lifetime earnings. I think I did read that.
Yeah. So there you go. And Carol Burnett's a great actor.
May not be spectacular, but he knows how to make a lot of money with them.
Okay, so we're doing the sitcom. Billy Gardell, Kevin James, Paul Scheer. Who plays the texter? That's what I want to know.
God, that's a great question. Somebody that's quiet, but very stealthy in their remarks. Someone with a fabulous head of hair.
Yeah.
Carol Burnett. Carol Burnett could play
that would be great.
Yeah.
So that's our show, folks. You've had a lot of fun, and we also like to stop the show. And this could get you ready for next week.
Yeah.
But if you remember the beginning of the show, I don't know if anyone does. where I played my favorite song from the 80s.
Sure.
And I want to play my favorite song from now.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a tie back, a bit of a reach around to
Yes, it's a reach around.
Bring it all together. I like
doing a reach around is the only polite thing to do.
Right. I like that.
So go ahead and say goodbye, Chris.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to Past Week, Next Week with Chris and Paul. Since you love the program, would you please rate and review the podcast on your favorite podcast distributor? We'd love to hear from you. And you can contact us at 913-735-0060 or at pastweeknextweek@gmail.com and join the Past Week Next Week Facebook page. Also, make sure you listen to all the great programs here on KCTK Radio, Delmarva Talk Radio, and Good Talk Radio. Please also support our sponsor by picking up some Ranger Rob Pet Poopy Bags. On behalf of Paul, I'm Chris saying goodbye.
And on behalf